Welcome to day 22. Today we're going to go over the Sunday swings and review, because I feel like during Sunday swings it's too much in a rush, and I want you guys to understand that what happened, and then we can just move on to just the analysis. So I'm gonna make Saturday's review of the whole week and Sunday the swings for next week, so that way we can catch up and keep track of that knowledge. So first, we already know that AUD USD is the reason why we took it. I already broke it down yesterday, so we're gonna move on to the next one. GBP CAD was also on our list. Why was that? Because there's a inverted head and shoulders pattern. It was bearish, and I was looking at how, again, the weekly wicked here and the next day also wicked here, so assuming that there will be a push to the upside to then go to the downside. But we do know that the weekly is bearish, so yeah, this trade is a little bit high risk, because I was basically trying to predict the market when in fact it never happened yet. Which was why this was a loss. It was a lower probability setup, and the head and shoulders pattern, honestly, looking back at it, did not really look that clean. See, this is the left head, right shoulder. All right, so I was waiting for that retest, but the neckline should have been like right here. So technically it would have been cleaner, because we mentioned about the head and shoulders pattern. It would have been cleaner if price was up here and then retested the head and shoulders pattern. So this head and shoulders was not really that valid. It's pretty weak, so that's why. Yep, that's why this was a loss. Okay, what about NZD USD? Trade ended up going straight to where I predicted, because it was at the area of interest. We were looking for that entry signal, the engulfing shift of structure. So I was waiting for the 4-hour low to break, and when that broke, I could have answered through here. But the reason why I did not answer was because the RR was just not that profitable. If I place my stop loss even right here, maximum I'm getting is a 1-to-1. You know, we always want to get in the trade when it's for like a 1-to-3. And how would I even predict the TP? Because we always put our take profit at the next structure point. So technically, this was not a profitable trade. So that's why I didn't take it. So yeah, and this already passed the previous structure point. Previous structure point should have been right here. So that's why I didn't really like it, so I didn't take the trade. Next, Euro CAD. It was at the area of interest. This price broke down, and I was waiting for it to come back up. And yeah, this could be ready for next week, but we'll check and see tomorrow for Sunday swings. Right now, I'm not interested, but yes, this trade happened, and we were waiting for that, which is why I was in the wait list. NZD USD, same thing. I like this one better from last week's Sunday swing because it's just a lot cleaner. Price never pulled up to the area of interest, so we never took the trade. Next, we got GBP USD. This one was pretty clean. Let's see. Oh, I see why. It's because I already lost this trade last week, so I didn't want to invest my time into this trade again, you know, because the same thing happened to me in GBP CAD, where I invested multiple, where I took a trade here, and see what happened. I put too much energy on it and then lost again. So same thing here. I didn't want to do the same mistake again. Although it was looking really clean, the 4-hour was still bullish, as you can see right here. So it's not a profitable trade. By the time it broke, see, you see how this 4-hour candlestick did not close below this structure, and when it did happen, it happened at 9 a.m. and it just closed 2 under. We don't take the trade when it's like this. It's just not profitable. See? And where would I put my TP? My stop loss would have been here, and trade would have been nowhere. So that's why we never took the trade. It's just not our ratio. Okay, Ivan, I thought you follow Alex G, bro. He took your USD and made 400K. Well, let's look at your USD. AirUSD was not even in my top list. First of all, if we do follow the strategy, we understand that Alex took a degen trade. What do you mean? Because look, the weekly was bullish, daily was bearish, and the 4 hour was bullish. See that? I mean, no. 4 hour was bearish. Yeah, he was right. Let's see. Yeah, it was bearish. He took the trade, I'm guessing Tuesday, 9 a.m. right here, because there's the engulfing. And then, yeah, this is a profitable trade. I'm not gonna lie, he cooked it up. But this was not in our list during the Sunday swings. Why? Because during the Sunday swings, this trade was still bullish. The 4 hour was still bullish, so it was not in our top list. But I'm guessing he did Sunday swings a little later and then saw this thing, shift of structure at Tuesday, and then this was at bearish. So I still wouldn't have taken the trade though, because it's a high risk. First of all, it's at the area of interest, but there's no previous structure, and there's a previous structure on the weekly. Let's see, let me think why. Let me think of the reason why I didn't take the trade. Yeah, I mean, it's because it went above the area of interest instead of below the area of interest. But so I was not even interested in looking at this pair. Did I miss the opportunity? Yes, I did. Let's see. Let's break it down what he did. Yeah, I mean, he took the trade at the 4 hour engulfing, I'm pretty sure. And trade just went straight to TP. Honestly, a good trade, but there's not much confluence for me to take this trade, at least. The only confluence is the 4 hour daily is bearish, the daily area of interest, so that's 3 confluences. We could maybe count the 4 hour head and shoulders pattern. If that's the case, that's still only 4, so we're at 4 right now. And then we got the shift of structure, okay, that's 5. Engulfing, okay, that's 6. So it's still not a lot, you know what I mean? It's not a lot of confluence. I'll rate this like a D setup, a DC. It's not really an A. Like A would be like 10 confluences. This is more like 6 to me, at least. But trade ended up playing out really well, and he made 400K. The old me would have probably entered this trade with him, and because I just have this FOMO. Because here's the thing: when you see pro traders take that trade, obviously you don't feel as bad if you lose the trade, because he's losing 100K versus you're only losing like what, your hard-earned money, you know? It's like, but if you think like that, you are breaking your trading rule, because as traders we have to follow our own strategy, our own trading plan, because then we get this satisfaction that, okay, we followed the plan and we're going to continue to follow our plan. We don't just copy other people's trade. Yes, I'm not saying you can't copy others' trade, but you have to understand the reason behind it. And back then I was just trying to persuade myself to understand the strategy behind it, and I know the strategy and all that stuff, and then I entered the trade with them, persuading myself that this is my strategy. But in reality, this is the same of me like faking my journal, because I was like pretending that, oh, if this was a strategy I would have taken this trade anyways. But you have to really be honest with yourself, and I'm saying like really be honest with yourself. We all have different pacing, we all have different risk tolerance, we all have different journeys. So what I take doesn't mean that you will take this trade, and what he takes doesn't mean that I will take this trade. So I am still okay that I didn't take this trade. The old me would have definitely taken this trade, but new me, current me, I don't really like it. There's not much confidence for me to take this trade. I'm not saying it's a bad trade. It's just I won't risk my hard-earned money. He has a bigger appetite than I am, so I'm not gonna admit that. He's a good trader. So yeah. Alright, I hope this video was helpful. This was all the reviews for this week's from previous Sunday swings. If you guys think this is useful, let me know so then I can continue doing this. If not, I'll just change up my Saturdays, you know, because I feel like it's good to review back the whole 5 days before resetting our mind to go to the next week, and without rushing, reviewing the weekly and then jumping straight to analysis. All right, bounce.